Welcome back to Hondaville. Yes, I'm contemplating the situation. Is that out of the Jungle Book? I don't know. Anyway, like I keep saying, I think this is going to be a major project. Think I'm going to put an M unit in here for the electrics. Think I'm going to take the engine out and do a whole powder coating of the frame. But I've got to sort everything out first so I know what I'm doing before I do all that. Because until you know where you're going, you can't really set off, right? It's just like getting to a destination. So I need to spend some time planning and researching and looking at what other people have done, honestly. There's so many CB750s out there that have been customized, Café racerized, welderized, etc. So yeah, this is going to be a big project, so please stay with me, stay tuned. It could get very tedious at certain points, I'm sure it will for me. Right now we're just stripping stuff off, seeing what's what. I know the brakes need doing, but I mean that's that's like last minute. I think I got the front end sorted out actually. I guess the problem is just trying to put some kind of budget on it and what it's going to end up being worth when it's finished, which is really difficult. Mainly because, you know, I don't have a name for myself in terms of custom motorcycle building. I'm not Orange County Choppers or whatever the hell. And, you know, so it's really kind of difficult. Who's going to pay what for it when it's finished? Who's going to appreciate the hours of work that's gone into it? No one. But I guess that's my problem, and my problem in terms of advertising it and describing it and illustrating that fact. So the fact remains that I think I should do this properly. And as you can see, that may become expensive. Oh, I know, I said I was going to give the Suzuki priority, but there's a lot of work to do on the Honda, as we all know. And I have committed to the the GSXR front end swap. So in theory, it's relatively easy. So I need to dismantle all this stuff and get everything out of the way so I can hook it up, take the front end off. I have a, what have I got? Got front forks with the tree, with the yoke either end. I've got a front wheel with discs, so that's cool. All for less than, I want to say 350 bucks. So that's quite exciting, and that's what I saved on the price of the bike. So we're at, well, yeah, I mean, it wasn't worth You know what I'm trying to say? What I'm trying to say is 1,500 bucks for a Honda CB750 that kind of runs, and with a GSXR front end. Well, most of it. So all that shit is pretty much scrap. Yeah, I'm sure somebody would like the forks. They seem in reasonable condition. So I don't know, but the postage on those is going to be horrendous. Monkey in the bike jungle. What do you think, eh? What do you think of the new one? Old one. Really? Not good, eh? Here's that cat for what the right? I know. So yeah, I'm thinking the stance is going to be somewhat more like that. A nice flat line. Actually, that's probably a little overdone. All I've done is take everything off, loosen the forks up, and yes, we have this ridiculous protrusion. Perhaps we could have some ape hangers coming off them. I don't think so, but yeah, you get the general idea. Smaller wheel, shorter forks, and it's all going to sit, whoops, all going to sit a lot more level. Yeah, that's actually going downhill now, but you get the idea. That is, of course, is if it's as easy as everyone makes out. Well, it should be. There's some conversion bearings from, I don't know what it's called, Balls Out Racing or something, All Balls Racing. Yeah, so I'm going to get those. Got the forks, and yes. And I've been investigating, you know, Café racer type fuel tanks in replacement thereof. Yes, blech. Horrible. So I guess we better take the tank off and measure it. So stage 1, fuel turned off and cut and blocked. I don't know, that's a horrible little filter there, which looks like it could do with replacing, not just on the point that it's dirty, that is just horribly shitty. I think we can find a better solution than that. Now we have to locate how it's actually fixed to the frame. Well, maybe it's not. Yes, interesting. No, just lifts and waggles around. Cool. Quality build. Yes, absolutely nothing holding the fuel tank onto the frame. Yes, as I say before, quality build. Nice one, Pukes Dukes. Anyway, there's a good look at that beautiful motor. Yes, and it is very pretty actually. Dual overhead cams. Yes. DOHC. Why is it DHC? Whatever. Dual head cams. Anyway, yeah. So that all looks reasonable, but obviously it's got to be cleaned up because this is going to be the best yet. And there's a promise. But it is, and it's going to be the most work. So strap yourselves in, because this is a long journey. Have to say, apart from all my slating everything else they've done, the electrics, well, that's not great, but you know, it's actually quite neat and tidy. Have to say that. I'll give them that. Nice job. Guess we should probably disconnect the speedo cable, as we will not be requiring that. We're going all high-tech. It'll either be GPS or part of the M unit. I don't know. I think the M unit might actually have GPS speedo thing already in it. Who knows? We'll find out. That doesn't look very worn. Doesn't look very hopeful, but hopefully it won't be too tight. So just a Phillips. We'll take that one off. Trouble is, now I've dropped it on those on those front forks. Down things a little bit unstable because it's kind of upright even when it's on the side stand. So I've already dropped it once. Thankfully not on myself or a cat. So yes, I need to readjust those a little. But anyway, it's nice to get the idea of what it's going to look like. Lovely straight line. We are Café racing. Isn't this all wonderfully mechanical? Yes. Screws and bolts and plates and things like that to hold everything in the right place. I love it. Look, there's a spring. Yeah. Yeah, it's proper old school. It's nice to be back. What is that? Whilst I'm very tempted to get the angle grinder out and start chopping stuff off, because that's exciting, right? Like all that shit, don't need that. And all that shit, don't need that. And other things. Yes, the license plate holder. That thing. Oh, that one's bolted on. Sweet. That one. That's the one we need to chop off. Anyway, I've also been investigating the rear end conversion to GSXR. And apparently the swing arm, the old swing arm from a Gixxer, fits in there quite nicely. It sounds too good to be true, doesn't it? He thinks it sounds too good. Yes, too good to be true, huh? So I shall do some more investigation, and again, if anyone knows before I commit, because yeah, I mean, it's already been 2 days and I've already committed to the front end, despite asking all you whether you knew any better. But yes, if anyone does know about the rear end and whether you can just fit well, maybe you can just fit a wheel. I don't know. Can you just fit a GSXR wheel into the same space? It's just a question of modifying the spacer, right, to fit the appropriate wheel, one would assume. Oh, and of course the spindle, axle, whatever you want to call it, shaft. That's a possibility too, right? So potentially we can upgrade it to discs at the back or no brakes at all. maybe. Next job is to empty this into that and that into this, and yes, and put the fuel tank on eBay, because I'm confident I'll get at least 150 bucks for it, if not more, because it's original. Talking of which, you know, having taken it off, I can't actually see that there is a way to bolt the fuel tank down, so I guess it doesn't. And my memory's not that good, because obviously I had bikes of this era when I was a kid, and maybe they did just kind of sit over the frame and get wedged in by the seat that was held on by a hinge. I don't know. Maybe that's what it was all about. I mean, there's these things up front, kind of hold it in place, but that's about it. So yeah, maybe that's all there is to it. I don't know. Either way, I feel a new chain coming on. Don't think they bothered replacing that when they did their customization. I'm kind of excited and daunted by this project all at the same time, because I want to make this one good. Still debating actually whether to go with a new tank or to refurbish this, because it's not in bad condition and it's not bad shape actually. There's nothing in it really cost wise, because you know, 2K paint's not cheap, and obviously there's a lot of prep and everything else, and I can buy a ready-made tank from anywhere between 50 and 100 bucks already painted, as you can see. Let's do it. It's grinder time. While we have Mr. Kawasaki on hand, it would be rude not to tackle the Honda, wouldn't it? I don't even know where to begin. Well, first off, I'm pretty confident that everything post shock absorber is coming off. So let's get that off. And what else? Oh yeah, those. Yeah. Let's get those. We don't want no passengers. Riding pillion is no fun whatsoever for anyone involved, at least all the driver, especially when the idiot leans the other way because they're scared. Better. Yeah. Now we're talking. Yes. So, clean. Well, obviously that all needs cleaning up, and I haven't got the patience right now. But yeah, all chopped, ready for whatever. But I mean, that's looking cool. And I'm thinking I can probably put a bar in between the shock mounts. So like from here to the other side, just to strengthen that frame up. Yeah, we're starting to look good. Apart from that an horrible checker plate, which obviously is still there. I've got to get rid of that, haven't I? Anyway, so I think at the point I take the shock absorbers off for whatever reason, and the whole bike collapses, undoubtedly, I will tidy those ends up. Those ends up there, yes. And yeah, these bits, I'll tidy these up, fill them up, tidy them up. Cool. Alright. Yeah. Grinding done. Hashtag grinder. No, don't do that. State of this bike, honestly, yeah, how these guys sold it to that kid, I'll never know. I mean, it's got a new rear sprocket by the looks of it. I mean, what the hell, man? This chain is horrible. Should have taken that off when I had the angle grinder out, but there we go. Mr. Kawasaki will be back in action, you can be assured. If only I wasn't trying to run a business and a race team and help run a 501c3 all at the same time. It'd be quite easy. And on that note, I've got a lot to do, so I'm calling it a day, and this episode is over. Yes, thank you for watching. If you haven't already, please subscribe now and don't bother bashing the bell because it's just irritating, but do. encourage others to watch my lunacy.